The Thessari were collectors. This was not unusual in the galaxy. Many species collected things, art, technology, rare minerals, cultural artifacts from civilizations that no longer existed. The Thessari collected living things. They were careful to specify that they were not slavers. Slavers took beings against their will for labor. The Thessari took beings against their will. For human appreciation, they studied them, provided comfortable habitats, fed them well, kept them healthy. They called it conservation. Most of the galaxy called it something else entirely. But the Thessari had enough political connections on the council to avoid serious consequences for 300 years. Their collection was extensive. 412 species represented across their homeworld's vast habitat complex. Every species carefully maintained in a reproduction of their natural environment. The newest acquisition had been controversial. The Thessari collector, whose name was Fane, had wanted a human for 11 years. Since the moment he had first seen one at a galactic council session, he had been fascinated. They were so strange, so unpredictable, so unlike anything else in the collection. It had taken years of careful planning. A human vessel traveling alone through a poorly monitored sector. A staged accident. A rescue that was not quite a rescue. The human's name was Marcus Webb. He was 34 years old, former military, currently working as a freelance cargo pilot. Fane had been very pleased with himself. For approximately 6 hours. The first problem was the habitat. Fane had constructed what he considered an excellent human environment. Comfortable sleeping area, food replication set to human nutritional requirements, temperature carefully controlled, entertainment systems loaded with human cultural content. Marcus Webb looked at it for approximately 30 seconds. Then he started examining the walls, not casually, systematically, running his hands along every surface, tapping, listening, moving, methodically from one section to the next with the focused attention of someone doing a job, rather than a person exploring a new home. Fane watched this through the observation glass with growing unease. What is he doing? His assistant asked. I am not certain, Fane said. Marcus found the ventilation panel on his third pass. It was well hidden. Fane was proud of the design. No other species in the collection had ever found it. Marcus found it in 40 minutes. He did not try to open it immediately. He looked at it, memorized its location. Then he went and sat down and ate the food that had been provided and watched the entertainment system for 2 hours. Then he went back to examining the walls. Fane sent an urgent message to his habitat designer that evening. The human found the ventilation panel. Reinforce it immediately. The designer reinforced it. Marcus found the new reinforcement the next morning. He spent 4 hours working on it with a piece of metal he had quietly removed from the entertainment system interface the previous evening. Fane had not noticed him take it. Fane noticed everything now. By the end of the first week, Fane had developed what he could only describe as a deep, personal respect for Marcus Webb, combined with a profound wish that he had chosen a different species. The list of incidents was as follows. Day 2. Marcus began doing what humans called exercise. For 4 hours. Without stopping, Fane's other specimens exercised occasionally. Marcus exercised like it was his primary occupation. By the end of the week, his physical condition had visibly improved. He was getting stronger inside the habitat. Day 3, Marcus began talking to the observation glass. Not frantically, not desperately, calmly and conversationally, as if he knew someone was watching and had decided to simply address them directly. I know you can hear me, he said pleasantly. I just want you to know that I'm going to leave eventually. I'm not in a hurry, but I am going to leave. I thought it was fair to tell you. Fane did not respond. Marcus nodded as if he had and went back to his exercises. Day 4. Marcus had somehow acquired 3 additional pieces of metal from various parts of the habitat that Fane had not considered removable. He was not hiding this. He left them in plain sight on the sleeping surface. A clear communication. I have these. I want you to know I have these. Day 5. Marcus asked through the observation glass for books, physical books. He explained that he preferred them to the entertainment system. Fane, bewildered, provided books. Marcus read them with the same systematic attention he gave everything else. Fine later realized he had specifically requested books on engineering, architecture, and materials science. Day 6. Fine called an emergency meeting with his collection management team. The human, he said, is planning something. All specimens plan things, his senior manager said. Not like this, Fine said. On day 14, Marcus Webb walked out of the habitat. Fine was never entirely certain how. The ventilation panel had been reinforced twice more. The walls had been upgraded. Every removable component had been identified and secured. Marcus had found components that Fawn had not identified. He walked through the habitat complex with the calm, unhurried certainty of someone who had memorized every route. During his wall examinations, he encountered 3 security personnel. He did not hurt any of them seriously. He incapacitated them efficiently and continued walking. He found the communication room, sent a precise set of coordinates to the Galactic Council emergency frequency, then sat down and waited. When Fine finally found him there, Marcus looked up without surprise. "I figured this room would have the best signal," he said pleasantly. Fine stared at him. "How did you get out?" Marcus considered the question. "You built a very good habitat," he said honestly. "Really, much better than I expected. You clearly put a lot of thought into it." "Thank you," Fine said, bewildered. "But you built it to contain the other species in your collection." Marcus continued. "You made it comfortable enough that they wouldn't want to leave. Safe enough that they couldn't." He paused. "Humans don't really work that way." "What way?" Fine asked. "Comfortable," Marcus said simply. "Comfortable doesn't stop us. We're not looking for comfortable. We're looking for the way out." The council rescue team arrived 4 hours later. In the aftermath, when the Thessari collection was shut down and all 412 species were returned to their home worlds, a xenobiological researcher asked Marcus how he had maintained his mental state during 2 weeks of captivity. Marcus thought about it. "I stayed busy," he said. "With escape planning?" "With everything," he said. "Escape planning, exercise, reading, talking to whoever was watching. Humans don't do well when we stop moving." He paused. "We're not built for comfortable and still. We're built for figuring out what comes next." The researcher nodded slowly. "Is that why you told them you were going to leave?" "On day 3? Marcus smiled. "Partly," he said, "but mostly because it was true and it seemed fair to warn them." He paused. "Also, I wanted to see what they'd do about it." He smiled again. "They didn't do enough." What happens when humanity finally encounters something in the galaxy that even they are afraid of? Next story coming soon. Subscribe to Human Protect. You are only beginning to understand what humans really are.